Good morning, boys, gals. Put the head on last night. I uploaded that last video just so you guys could tune into what we're doing here. About to put the rocker assembly back together, and it was brought to my attention back when I was adjusting my lifters that if the tips of the lifters were not square, as you can see here, they're not, I'd never get them adjusted properly. Because when you put your feeler gauge in there, you're bridging across and vice versa. So anyways, I watched a few videos. There appears to be some special kind of a jig you can put on a grinding stone and all that. I think the trick is basically just to keep it cool, not to overheat it when you're grinding it. So I've got these little pads that I use for clearing off gaskets, which really don't generate much heat. You hardly even see a spark come off them. It takes a little longer, but that's what I've done there. Just more or less trying to keep the original shape, which isn't, it's got a little bit of a curve to it, but it's definitely not flat. It's not something you could do with a file. So I did that because you can, with this you can kind of keep the motion as you're clearing it. So anyways, that's where I'm at. Hopefully I can remember how this all goes back together. Thanks to the advent of digital cameras, I should be okay. See ya. Guys, I've got another 235 over here. Took it off to look at some rocker arms here, and I guess that's what you call a rat motor. Is that what that is? Alrighty. We'll clean that up and carry on. That's why you don't start these motors up unless you at least take the valve cover off. But I just wanted to look at the valves, the rockers on this one, see what they're like. See if they're better than what I've got, if they're the same, different. This is from what I've been told, is a 55 out of a car. Don't know if that's going to make any difference. Supposedly was rebuilt, never run. Well, if that was rebuilt, never run, they didn't do a very good job of cleaning it up. But I didn't really buy it for that reason. I bought it for the simple fact that it's a complete motor, and if it doesn't run, well, I got a lot of extra parts out of it. Spare parts, little things like nuts and bolts and stuff that are odd, like rocker arm shafts that you probably can't buy. Okay, I'm gonna see if the wear is any different on these. See ya. Guys, and I'm gonna post this morning to see if I can get some help on this. Started taking that apart, pushed on one of the rockers and realized, whoa, that's soft. If this had solid lifters, I wouldn't be able to move that push rod. Like I say, just I'll show you what I did, and that's why I was like, oh, what's going on here? Pushing down on that, I got movement. So to me, that's a hydraulic lifter, right? So I dug a little deeper and took the side cover off, pulled one out, pulled the rod out, and I'm not seeing why I can't put... There's a difference in height, yes, but the inside where it sits and that are the same, because this is going to be a little bit lower. It has the clips that hold it in. Push rod length is exactly the same. I mean, if you were to stand them both up, you'd end up at the same height. They fit in the bore. I'm 99.9% sure that I have a oil galley, because I cleaned it out when I was cleaning the block. There's an oil galley that runs through there, which would bring oil to the lifters. Why would I not be able to put those lifters into this motor to give me hydraulic lifters? If anyone has an answer to that, do I need to switch the whole valve train assembly, including the rocker arms, which I can, not a big deal. Hopefully it doesn't mean I have to switch heads or valves, but if anybody's got an answer to that, let me know. Hydraulic lifters in my 235 from another 235. Is that doable? The only different thing I see is when the oil pump turns, it sends oil up here through the head, out this hole to the rockers. Now on that other motor, this has been blocked off for one reason or another. I don't know. This would be the oil that would come probably at the end of this run here, and there's a tube on that motor that runs it up. Sorry, I'm looking, not pointing. there's a tube that runs across here, an oil line that runs the oil from here up to here. So I don't know if that's for extra pressure or just to allow flow through the lifters. You know what I mean? Because if the oil just goes in, there's no place for it to go to. It would be deadheaded in there. If you can see on this one here, it's got an oil line that runs over and taps into that. So some of you guys like Ed of the North and Shade Tree Fix-It Man, and I'm sure I'm missing somebody, but you guys that are been into these motors a lot more than I have, obviously, first timer here, maybe you could tell me, is that something I can switch over? Because now's the time. See ya. Let me know.